Hello again, Tumblr people. Um, I know I've already made a video this week, but I wanted to make another one because it hasn't been the best week. And I think it's important to document not only the successful parts of recovery and from depression and eating disorders. I think it's important to show that it's like this. It's not just a steady incline. I wish it were. I've been feeling steadily stronger for weeks, so when you then have a dip, it's a shock because you feel like it's like just a total backward slide, and then you're just going to end up back at square one, and you haven't been working hard enough, and you're just going to undo all of your good work. It's not so much the eating disorder that's been a struggle, it's been the depression. I've been really isolating myself and withdrawing from people in the last few days because I just feel like I don't have anything good to tell them. And I don't want to see other people being discouraged, because then I'm afraid I will see that in them and feel discouraged myself, and I can't afford to feel discouraged at the moment. I think that I've hit the part of recovery where I've got to start forcing myself to do things that I'm not comfortable doing, and the depression is fighting for its life because with most conditions, eating disorders, depression, anxiety, it's never stronger than when it's sort of being shown the door. So at the moment, I think that's what it's trying to do. I think it's just trying to dig its claws back in because it knows that I'm working to get rid of it. So I have noticed myself just feeling very fatalistic, thinking that things aren't going to get better, very tired, very, very fatigued, but unable to sleep at night, which is always a big physical warning sign to me because I sleep like a baby and like clockwork. So once my sleeping patterns are out, I know that something's not sitting quite right. Luckily, all of this sort of coincided with my psychologist's visit today. And so we just really talked about that. I was basically in tears from the second I sat down. And rather than just talk about the symptoms, she's great. She just wanted to get straight to the root of the problem. And at the moment, for me, it's this idea in my head that I've already screwed up my life, that professionally I'm never going to be successful, that I'm a screw up, I'm a disappointment, and that beyond that, the things that I really want to do are going to disappoint and let down the people around me. So I guess it's twofold. I guess I feel like I'm being cornered into living a life I really don't want to live, which makes me angry, but then I'm too scared to do anything about it because, and this is the part of depression that I hate the most, that you are convinced that you don't deserve anything better than what you've got. And even if you have the ability and the potential to have a really, really great life, that for some reason you're not allowed to. And I really struggle with that because there's a really angry, fiery part of me that's saying that I do deserve that and that I am capable of that, and this part of me that kind of knows how wonderful life could be. But it's not strong enough at the moment. So my psychologist ran me through a really good exercise today. And I was a bit skeptical at first, especially when she told me that I could lie down on the couch, because I just thought, here's all like the psychologist stereotypes everyone thinks of when they're talking about therapy. But she basically got me to do a breathing exercise. And I don't want to cry when I say this because it was positive, but she got me to imagine what life will look like down the track when or if, but I hope when, I've achieved everything I want to achieve, and this really shitty part of my life is behind me. And she wanted me to imagine where I would be sitting and what I would be doing at 50 years old. And to imagine what conversation would go on between 25-year-old Mia and 50-year-old Mia, and what 50-year-old Mia would have to say about this period of my life, and what life looked like down the track and how she got there. Just weird thinking about yourself in the third person, but even though it seemed like a silly, and it probably sounds like a silly thing, I'll try anything at the moment. And when I had my eyes closed and I was imagining this conversation, there were just tears pouring down my cheeks, because when I imagine how the older version of me would look back on my situation now and who I am now, she would be so much kinder. She would be so much kinder to me than I am to myself now. And she would probably say that all of this was just so silly and such a waste of time. And that she knew that I could get out the other side, and that there were really good reasons to get out the other side. And I just wish I could talk to myself like that now. Because I wouldn't talk to my worst enemy the way that I speak to myself every day. But I suppose I have to start telling myself that the part of me that's absolutely convinced that things are going to get better, and who knows that I do deserve a happy life and a successful career and good relationships and happiness. That voice isn't stronger than the depression at the moment, but it's going to get there. And I'm choosing to not be discouraged by this little bump in the road. Because at 50, I will look back and it will be a bump in the road. And I really hope that it's something where in 10, 20 years I look back and I'm like, that was the period that made me, and it made me strong, and it got me to wherever wonderful place I hopefully end up. So I guess if there's any positivity in that, which I hope you know that there is, it's that even on really, 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 really bad days, even if there's no hope for that day getting better, or tomorrow getting better, or a week getting better, or things getting better in a week's time, if you can hold on to that hope that one day in an immeasurable space of time, it is going to be better. And beyond that, start telling yourself it's not just going to be better, but it's going to be, excuse my language, fucking awesome. Whenever that might be. So yeah, just be kinder to yourself. You're the only thing getting in your own way. Fear is the thing that stifles what we really want and what we really deserve. That's the only hurdle. Everything else you can tackle. Everything else has a solution. And so the fear's just got to go. I just want it to go. Anyway, I apologise for the tears, but like I've said before, I want an honest point of reference for even the uglier parts of recovery, because one day there won't be videos like this. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and hopefully I will have happier things to report next time.